What up, y'all? I'm Murs. I am a rapper from Southern California. Throughout my career, I have been in movies, commercials, started festivals, open mics. I do an editorial for Hip Hop DX called The Breakdown. I am a lover of hip hop culture, a student of hip hop culture, and I consider myself a scholar of hip hop culture. Groundwaves was inspired by open mics that took place in the early 90s, late 80s in hip hop communities in New York, Detroit, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, places like the New Eurekans Poets Cafe, Lyricist Lounge, The Good Life Cafe, Project Blowed, the Hip Hop Shop, Maurice Malone. But there's scenes all over the nation that had these open mics where people would get up and you had an opportunity to either win the respect or the disapproval of your peers. It was a battleground, a building ground, in more mature terms, what other forms of art call workshop. But in this era of post and play, pay to play, SoundCloud rap, there's not a lot of art meeting people or hip hop meeting the streets where it was created in front of people. MC is master of ceremonies. There's no ceremonies for these kids to master or move the crowd, as Rakim later put it. There's no crowds for these young people to move, and I think that's essential to the development and the preservation of hip hop culture, which is something I and many others take very seriously. So I was presented with this opportunity from a good friend of mine named Davis Powers to come and speak at the music district initially, and then he told me they had the desire to connect with the hip hop community locally and beyond, but most specifically Fort Collins and Colorado. And being an independent artist that has received tremendous support from Colorado over the years, I jumped at the chance to elevate Colorado's position within the hip hop community. They didn't know what they wanted to do. They just knew that they wanted to connect with the hip hop community in Colorado. Well, hopefully Groundwaves will be able to come in LA and Miami and different places. But right now, this is something that I had in mind and in my heart, and I never envisioned Fort Collins being the place to start. I wanted to start it in LA, but a weekly or a monthly place where people can gather and build a real hip hop community, a real writers, rappers workshop. And the Music District and the Bohemia Foundation provided the funding and the facilities for this idea to take place. In the first month, I had no idea if any was going to show up. I was prepared to have to freestyle all night with 3 other people after we did our respective songs, and it was fucking packed. If you don't think hip hop is alive and well in Fort Collins or Colorado, you are sadly mistaken. So much talent, and beyond talent, like talent is something that, a lot of people have, but not everyone has courage. There's so many courageous people that signed the list to get up and rap in front of people. I thought that was something that was lost in the SoundCloud era, and I misjudged this generation, and I'm happy. I was happily proved wrong. There's so many kids that want to get up and do their thing. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to bounce that energy off people. They just haven't had the venue, the platform to do it. And I guess that's more I've built a lot of platforms over my years in this culture. And this is another platform we're building, and we owe a lot to the tradition built by others that came before us. That's Groundwaves, man. There's a lot of hungry MCs out there, and Colorado is no exception, and I think there's a lot of talent here that needs to be refined, and we are refining talent and building a scene and a community and a platform. And I'm going to continue with the help of the Bohemian Foundation and the Music District to elevate this platform. And it is our goal to put Colorado on the map, and it is our goal to preserve the essence of hip hop culture, which is rocking stages. For the MC, that is your job, that is your duty. And we are going to make sure that you get the tools here to do it. We have it one Tuesday, every third Tuesday of the month, for about 2.5 hours, and then the following day I'm here for about 10 to 12 hours meeting with various MCs and giving them pointers, tips, helping them become the best that they can be. We're getting more help in that way, and there's a lot more in store. I think Groundwaves is only going to continue to grow, hopefully nationwide, and definitely here in Colorado. Aside from the open mics I grew up going to, there's a lot of African roots and traditions in hip hop, and hip hop is an oral tradition, and that's how the stories of our tribes in Africa were. Our legacy was passed down from generation to generation orally and with drums sometimes. And the griots, so to speak, of West Africa in front of the village. And I wanted to bring the village back into hip hop. There's not been a lot of involvement of the village and the community and building actual community that exists outside of getting together to listen to loud music and drink and smoke, which is all a part of the culture and partying, but also bringing back that element of just community. And so for some level, I want to say some form of accountability. Like if you're not honing your skills, you can't be up there, because there is someone that has a real calling to do this, and finding out if this is your calling, a trial by fire to find out if this is your calling. And fast forwarding to American culture today, there's been a lot of safe space where you can't say this to somebody without, if you hurt their feelings, then you're gonna do this and someone's gonna say this about you and you're a bully, and fuck all that. If you're not good, you're not fucking good. Now if I don't like you, there's rappers that I don't like that I respect their level of skill. And I'll say this with utmost respect. I don't like Sage Francis's music, but he is talented and skilled as fuck, and it doesn't matter if I like it. That's the point. To build your level of skill where it's presentable, it's respectable, and if it's not someone's cup of tea, that's cool. Someone got up and did a song about yoga pants, and it offended a woman in the crowd. She felt objectified. He got up and said that wasn't his intent, and he delivered it in a powerful, impactful, respectful, and professional way. Everyone's not going to agree with everything you say. Everyone's not going to like your music, but you got to be good. And you gotta be great. I love hip hop too much to sit through a bunch of motherfuckers bullshitting. And this is what Groundwaves is partially. It's about building community, and the community holding you accountable for raising your skill level to an acceptable level that's respected by the mark set by our forefathers. We are standing on the shoulders of giants. And we need to act as such. And so much in our community has been run into the ground, and anything is acceptable. Mumbling is acceptable, and whole lots of other shit. And there's a way to mumble. It may not be my cup of tea, but there are great people who are great mumble rappers. But mumble rappers open the door for a lot of shitty people. MC Hammer opened the door for fucking Vanilla Ice. There's a lot of shitty people that get passes, and that has to stop. And to me, that's part of what Groundwaves is about. That's what open mics is about. No more passes for shitty rappers. Take that shit to the radio, bro. Like, this is not for you. And there's rappers on the radio that are good. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever seen Post Malone perform, if you've ever seen Travis Scott perform, they move the crowd. They handle their business. You may not care for their art, their message, but they're good at what they do. If you're going to rise to great heights, if you're going to make a living at this, you got to be good. And someone has to show you how to be good. You can't learn that from YouTube. Travis Scott had to get in front of 10 people and suck before he was good. That's just the way it is, man. I'm a fan of and a product of 90s pop culture. I met one of my best friends at opening night of Pulp Fiction at Universal City while we went to see that movie. And that movie impacted my life heavily. Towards the end of the film, Samuel Jackson says he's just going to walk the earth like Cain and get in different adventures. And that resonated with me. Like, I was always into Kung Fu, and I moved around a lot as a kid, so I'm good at making friends. And I took that to heart, man. So that's been my second album from '98, Good Music. That's how I end the album. With that quote, sorry, it's illegally licensed, probably had to sue me or take it off. Well, fuck you. That's kind of, in essence, as I look back, it's not why I chose the name Murs, like search for mercenary or whatever. Like, that's what a mercenary goes where the fucking money is, goes where the job is, and I just go where the job is. If you got dope beats, I'm gonna come kill it. And my crew, Living Legends, we just literally wandered the earth, rapping, finding people in Europe that love hip-hop that would let us sleep on their floor and rap, going to Japan, hearing the DJ at the bar, standing on the bar, grabbing the mic from the DJ and rocking for a bunch of people who don't speak English, and that leading to me getting a record deal in Japan, and then that leading to me touring to Australia, which led to me meeting LP, which led to me going to New York to record an album, which led to me going to Australia, which led to me, I go wherever I can and wherever I see someone dope, and recording albums with Slug, Fashion, with Daryl Jennifer from Bad Brains, just trying to get with people I feel are skilled and honing my craft, my sword style, so to speak, like the Wu-Tang shit. I take that shit seriously, man, so we're going to bang swords. We're going to clash. Steel sharpens steel. Working with Ninth Wonder keeps my shit at a high level. Freestyling, battling idea, and not the one that's on YouTube. But we've had real battles. Brother Ali, just different people over the years, man. I'm looking to be a complete MC. Like Black Thought said, I'm every MC. It's all in me, and I want to be that, man. Working with Snoop Dogg, working with Terrace Martin, collaborating with Kendrick Lamar, Curtis King. Man, the list goes on, man. Anybody, everybody. I don't care if you're known or unknown. If I think you're dope, I want to get down with you and see how it works out. You know what I mean? And see what I can learn from you. I don't know if artists have learned from Mayday, who I think are some great producers, and learning from Burns, who was a man, who was a great leader and a great producer and a great musician who write that verse again. You know what I mean? He had me rapping double time. I can't rap double time. You know, this is 2014. I've been rapping for fucking over 20 years. He's telling me, I just stay away from double time. He's like, no, you can do it. You just gotta come tighter, bro. And I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? And that led to Tabletops. It was like the first verse. It was like, that's it. That's how I want you to come. And being able to receive that after 20 years in the game and still growing. So I'm always looking for that and looking for youngsters to be inspired by, elders to be inspired by. JMD, who was essential in the foundations of Laying the Good Life, he popped up at Groundwaves. Legend, Los Angeles legend, super OG jazz musician and hip-hop artist. I consider him part of a hip-hop family. He has feedbacks. He's going to come in next month and chop up some of my shit, and I'm going to get better, man. I take this shit for real serious, and it's not sports, so I don't feel like at a certain age you have to quit. My mind is sharper than it was. I'm wiser than I was. I'm better than I was at 18, and I'm getting better every day, and working at Groundwaves helps me be around that energy of people who are trying to get better. I'm at a level where a lot of my friends are lax and, you know, collecting checks or not doing it anymore, not as excited as they used to be. I want to be around the youth if it takes being around the youth. Or I want to be around we had I think 40-plus-year-old dude that got up and rapped last night. Like it was his last day on earth. Killed it. Brother Ed smashed last night. That inspires me. Like, all right, I want to still be rapping like that. Carnage came through, who's a journeyman like me. He's been around for years in Cyphers. Seeing him last night, like, am I that good? If I got up there right now, could I do what he's doing? Because he's killing it. It helps me not to get comfortable. And stay on my, I think, deen, as my Muslim brothers say. I want to stay true to my culture. This is, for better or worse, the closest thing I have to a religion that I'm devoted to. So preaching. Have you ever been somebody so excited about Jesus they'll pray with anybody? Like that's me. I don't freestyle as much, but I'll get down and talk to you about hip hop. I'll work on a song with you if you're dope. If I feel like I could learn something from you, let's get it. If I feel like I could teach you something, then let's get it. I'll help you. If I feel like I could help you, because a lot of people didn't help me growing up, and I've always vowed to help people. So I did pay dues, and that kind of blew up and kind of got to a point where people felt entitled. It just got messy, and it got about too corporate. So when the music district approached me, it was a nonprofit that's really seriously about helping people. And legally, they're not allowed to do anything that doesn't benefit the whole community. So I'm like, people come to me all the time like, you want to bring paid dues back? Let's make a lot of money. And I'm like, I want to bring paid dues back for the community. I don't need the money, man. And that's how I live my life. I like money. I've made a lot of money, but I don't need the money. I'm here working with the Bohemian Foundation and Music District with people who, they give a fuck. They care about connecting and building people up and everybody getting. I'm not just here to work with the MCs I think that are the dopest. I've worked with a hemp farmer who doesn't rap at all. I've worked with a professional cellist that fucking was driving snow plows that wants to be able to play the cello and do respectable rap. He could rap in front of people who play the cello, who listen to orchestral music, and they'll think it's amazing. But he's like, no, my shit's not good enough. I want to be respected by rappers. And he's coming to me, and this motherfucker's been playing the cello since he was 9 years old, bro. And he cares enough about hip-hop, and that's important to me, and directing and guiding people and giving people my stories and sharing my knowledge. To me, that's community. That's not what America's hasn't always been about, but needs to be more about. That's definitely something that's popular with, I think, it's definitely with people of color and in my southern roots and in the African communities, a more communal vibe, and I want to bring that back to the culture, man. Where I'm here to help you. I'm coming to grips with being an elder. I have something to share with you, and if you want it, I'm going to give it, and I hope you take heed. We grow together because That's real legacy. Legacy is not passing down money. Legacy is not passing down property or financial success or companies. True legacy is like passing down experience and a wealth of information and bettering. Like that's my legacy is who's come after me and how much better than me they've done. That's a legacy. Not giving them the tools to succeed, not giving them success. If that makes any sense, giving you the tools to succeed on your own. And I hope I can do that for this generation because my son is 6 years old and he wants to be a rapper like his dad, and that means the world to me. But I also tell him like, this is some real shit, bro. Like you're gonna know all the elements. This is his breakdance school. He's been in breakdance school since he was 4 years old. He'll know that element. We're gonna do a piece in the backyard. He's gonna know graffiti. We have a turntable. We have vinyl at home. Like he's gonna know all the elements. And if he wants to be a rapper, that's cool. But he's gonna be part of this culture from the ground up. And I would hate if I'm raising him to be a part of this culture. I also have to be doing things to make sure this culture exists and stays alive and vital and relevant, so that he can grow up and become a part of it. And so that's why I want to work with the 18-year-olds and the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds, so that this stays a viable career option for him, so he could provide for his family and be a part of the culture that I love and have done my best to contribute to and maintain. Because I take it very seriously, and I'm in love with it, and that's why I'm here. That's how it helps me on my journey. That's why I'm a journeyman. I go where my heart takes me. I go where the wind blows. And shout out to Davis. Shout out to the Bohemian Foundation. Shout out to Music District. If you would have told me when I was fucking 14 years old that I'd be able to do something like this. Even when if you would have told me this in 1998 when we came to Fort Collins for the first time with hieroglyphics at the Aggie Theater, that I'd be back here doing this. I've walked past this place in the snow, chasing after girls and fucking smoking weed and or whatever the fuck, drunk, fighting, running. I've done all of this up and down the street by this very place where this place stands. If you would have told me like, hey, 20 years from now, you're going to be in here fucking teaching people about rap and doing an open mic, I would have said, fuck out of here. Ain't no rappers in Fort Collins. It's a college town where we fucking get drunk and do crazy shit. Man, it's crazy, bro, that to be here, man. So yeah, man, this life will always surprise you, and you got to be open to it and prepared. I'm grateful. Let me tell you something, Colorado 303, however the fuck you do that shit. There's not enough of you motherfuckers to be dividing yourselves into NoCo and SoCo. You need to take the motherfuckers from Cheyenne. You need to take the motherfuckers from Durango, from Pueblo, from Fort Collins, from Breckenridge, from Aspen, and form one unit and get noticed as just Colorado first before you start trying to get people to know what the fuck a NoCo is. Fuck, don't divide it. I'm not here for NoCo artists. I'm not here for Fort Collins artists. I'm here to help Colorado overall. Don't divide yourselves. Don't do it until we know what the fuck Colorado's got. You guys have to unify. There's strength in numbers. Don't do it. Unless there's some gang shit that divides it, then I have to respect that. But if motherfuckers haven't died for NoCo, SoCo, Woco, whatever beef, kill that shit. It's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you. I'm here for making it work. And it's not gonna work if the focus is just Fort Collins. I don't know how it's affecting Fort Collins. I don't live here. I'd be a poser to tell them, you know what I mean? It's like someone coming into Compton two days a month telling me how the effect that has on the community. I won't be able to see that for years. We just had an artist in here who is, just to go to the point of, this is bigger than Fort Collins. There's an artist that came in here today that's from Virginia, that moved to Denver, that drove to Fort Collins for Groundwaves, and his idea is seeing how this affects 20 years from now. There's a documentary series now on Netflix called Hip Hop Evolution. There's an episode called Pass the Mic in season 3 about open mic culture. His aim and my aim is to be in a documentary like that 20 years from now. So I can't see what the harvest is going to be. I believe there will be an impact. I know that there is an impact. I think the impact is being felt by me in a way of my assumption of what it was going to be like coming to Fort Collins, and then seeing at the first Groundwaves how many people showed up. That blew me away. And I don't know if other local artists were blown away by how many of you there are. Maybe you guys already knew and you were just waiting for the music district and Murs to fucking give you a platform. So I think that's a question for the local artists, what the impact of that. Because this, as I tell everyone at the beginning of every Groundwaves, this is your scene. This is Groundwaves, Colorado. This is Music District Groundwaves. This is your community. So you tell me how it's affecting you. It's affecting me in that I had no idea. Like I said before, I had no idea that Fort Collins was popping like that, or Colorado's popping, because we have people coming from Greeley, Loveland, Durango, Pueblo, Denver, Boulder, the Springs. Everyone's coming to Fort Collins to be heard and seen, and everyone. I see a lot of fucking CO hats and a lot of Rockies jerseys and I don't see very many Broncos jerseys. What the fuck's up with that? It's football season. I still don't see are hip hop dudes not into the Broncos? There's a lot of Denver Nuggets and Rockies fans. Not so much the Avalanche and Broncos. I don't know. People love Colorado, man, and I'm consistently every month blown away by the support. And it's fucked up because I know that there's hip hop fans here, and I know that there's been MCs here. I'm friends with Black Pegasus, The Reminders. I know that there are rappers here. But how many and the diversity? We had somebody rap from Bangalore, India last night at Groundwaves in Fort Collins. Somebody from Tennessee who just buried their brother on Saturday and came to the music district just to record a song because he heard there was a place to do that. And found out there was an open mic and read this fucking powerful song off his phone while the fucking memorial program for his brother was center stage. This thing is bigger than NoCo, is bigger than Colorado to me, but it's dope that it originates here. I think that Fort Collins can be the new Austin, Texas, a Nashville. I think that there is no Nashville for hip hop. You know, Austin is not specifically a hip hop town, and I don't think Fort Collins was known for hip hop. But my goal of being here is making Fort Collins known for hip hop, and not just for Fort Collins hip hop. I want it to be. We're in an era where everyone is connected. Technology is connected for everyone. We've had people fly out from the Bronx just to land at Denver International Airport, rent a car, and drive to Fort Collins just for Groundwaves. Shout out to CEO. I want to see more of that. I want to bring the world to Fort Collins. I think it's a beautiful city. The Music District is a great place. There is no place like the Music District. There is no place like Washington's, the live venue here. I've performed at almost every venue that is not an arena in the United States of America. That is the best looking 900 capacity room in North America. Period. Hands down. You want to come see a show somewhere? Come to Fort Collins and see a show. You want to check Groundwaves out on Tuesday and then check out a show on Wednesday or this weekend? It's a great place for that. I don't know how this is affecting the community yet. I don't think it's been going on long enough. I think we need more time, and hopefully the Bohemian Foundation and the Music District grant us more time to have an impact. It's not about 6 months. The Good Life, Lyricist Lounge, those things happened for years before MCs came out of there, and those were in major markets like LA and New York. It may take us a while. But I'm here. I'm here for it, and I think that that's in my blood. Like I said, that's the roots of, to me, like African culture. You know, I'm a warm-blooded person. We work till the sun goes down because there's no winter. We're just here to do the job till it's done. I don't have a schedule. There's no winter on this shit. There's definitely winter in Colorado. I'm not looking forward. Let's say this. I'm not looking forward to coming back in January to work at Groundwaves. Let me tell you that. Or February or March. I look at both cameras. Fuck the snow. Fuck the cold. Fuck flying in this motherfucker over the Rocky Mountains with that fucked up turbulence. However, to keep this mission going, to keep the momentum of what we started, I think it's necessary, and I'm willing to do that. Willing to bring all three of my kids and come here, you know, once a month to continue this momentum, because I believe in what we're building. I believe in this scene that we're creating. And I think that years from now it could be a force to be reckoned with. And I think if you don't believe me, you can check my track record. You know, everything that I've done, whether it's the breakdown or paid dues, motherfuckers may have doubted me or whatever, but I built it into something. And I feel like I've seen the talent here, and I haven't seen all the talent here. I think that we can make this a destination. I think that we can rise this scene up to be a force to be reckoned with in years to come. It has to happen. Um, and I hope it does. Whether I'm manning the ship, whether Burns is manning the ship, whether Kind of is manning the ship, whether Diego Full Metal is manning the ship, I feel like there's something that's gonna happen here. And whether it happens in Denver, whether it happens in Durango, but I feel like it's gonna happen in NoCo because this is where people are serious. I've never come across a foundation like the Bohemian Foundation. I've never come across a place like the Music District that opens their doors to something like hip hop. When I tell people, they're like, "Oh, are you doing that open mic?" I think like when I told Burns, like, "Can you come do it?" I didn't know what he didn't know what to expect. I was like, "Bro, this shit. When you walk in there, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Do you see it? Like, this is not a place they let rappers into. You know what I mean?" And they're welcoming us with open arms. And so far, everyone on the staff and at the foundation has been excited, supportive, and fucking super gung ho about making sure this program is a success. If you think this happens everywhere, if you think this happens anywhere else, you're sadly mistaken. There's lots of foundations, there's lots of grassroots places, and they're doing great work, but it doesn't look like this. It's not as professional, it's not as clean cut, it's not as well funded, and it's not as hard funded. Everyone I've met that works for this foundation, whether they be the manager, Ruby at Washington's, or the bartender, everyone knows about Groundwaves and is excited about what's going on. I went to the offices, everyone in there is not like, "Who's this? What does he do? Oh, Murs, what's up? So excited about Groundwaves this week." I'm like, what the fuck, man? I just didn't know it'd be so well received. So I'm grateful, and I don't think I want to let anyone. I don't think anyone involved wants to let the community down. The community is bigger than the rap community. Everyone outside of the rap community is rooting for Groundwaves to win, and that's big. The community as whole of as Fort Collins itself, and I think the music community of Colorado was rooting for Groundwaves to win. And with that type of support, we can't lose.